Outside? Let's go, girl. Outside. As this video alluded to, we have been in the camper a month so far, living full-time camper life. Little overview, I mean, nothing's really changed a whole lot from the first day. As you saw, I've got my full morning routine down for the most part. Today was actually a really easy day for me, so I didn't have any evening clients, which means I was able to get not only my meals prepped, or at least a couple staple foods prepped, but also I went ahead and made Brandon's food too. He's been having some really long days at work, and with this heat lately, he's just getting home so tired. So I was like, you know what, it's the least I could do. I don't usually meal prep his food, but I do take care of the laundry and the trash and most of the dishes, so we usually split the chores and stuff. I decided to make this video not only like a 1 month recap, but also a things we love / don't love about camper life. I'll probably include a couple clips from Brandon, just like an interview segment, just to see what his opinions are. So things we love. You saw I have to like sweep the trailer every day, mostly because of the dogs. Even in a bigger space, I would probably still have to do that because they are indoor outdoor. We just love them so much that I can't imagine just letting them stay outside all the time. It's too hot out there. Honestly, it's Brandon. He said he said we can't. So, so I do sweep the house, the trailer, every day. And the thing that I love about that is that it's such a small space. It literally takes me 2 minutes. I'm able to do the bathroom, the living space. It is like a big pile, surprisingly, for how small of a space it is. But I knock it out really fast. They're outside doing their thing. I don't have to walk them anymore. So that is awesome. Being a smaller space, I'm able to keep it clean. So if they get their little noses on the windows or splatter in the bathroom, quick wipe down, everything's good to go. I have found that living in this smaller space, like the clutter and things that are dirty, like I notice them more than if we were living in a bigger space where things are more spread out. So I do really try to keep a tidy living space. There's just so many bugs that I'm having to stay on top of that just for like cleanliness, just to make sure we aren't attracting anything extra. That is one, I guess, thing you could say we don't like is all the bugs, but I talked to other people who live in normal houses and apparently we're not the only ones. So I can't really blame that too much on camping. Ultimately, we just had a really rainy season and there's just flies everywhere and mosquitoes everywhere. It's just awful right now. Another thing that I really like about the smaller living, I am really grateful that this space is very cooled. Our bedroom is freezing, especially at night when he does turn the AC on. But during the day, I turn it off and I just shut the doors and it stays cold in there. It's like a little ice box. I'll go into the things we don't like. I probably should have written them down, but I'll start with the shower. So in the shower, we initially noticed that there was like no water pressure. Like it was just really bleh, and you're supposed to have a water regulator on it, and I don't remember why, but I'm pretty sure there's a good reason for it, like flooding or something like that. Water is an RV's worst nightmare because if it gets into the walls or anything like that, you are screwed. So Brandon took the regulator off and now we have great water pressure, but it does fill up the tank faster. That's another thing like we don't love, or I don't love anyways. You have to empty the tanks. So when water fills up, you got to empty it, and it doesn't take anything but pulling the pin, letting the water flow. But it is just another thing to do. Speaking of tanks, we do have a black tank that fills up with the desecration, I guess you could say, defecation, and it's a whole process. So the first time we had to dump it, we took it down about 10 minutes down the road. There's a love station where you pay $10 and you can dump it in that public space, kind of like an RV dump site. Come to find out, my grandpa just down the hill from us has a little septic dump spot. So the last time we went ahead and took our little travel thing. It's a portable unit that you dump your feces into and then carry it wherever you need to go. We carried it down the hill, dumped it there. So that was really nice just to be able to do it there and not have to load it in the truck, carry it off. It's not that that's something like we knew we were gonna have to do that just because we haven't been able to put the septic in the property yet, just due to finances and things like that. We haven't been able to get there yet, but it is on the list. Trust me, on the list. So that's another thing that's like not ideal, but it's part of camper life. All right, where else is it gonna go right now? It just gotta go somewhere. In the kitchen, the cabinet doors. I'm 5'8", husband's 5'10", 6 foot, something like that. They're like the perfect height to concuss us. I have impaled the corner of my head so many times now. It's ridiculous. I should probably put like pool noodles on the edges or something. I don't know. But that really, the sink is completely flat. I feel like there's really poor design. It's flat and square. Aesthetically, cool. That's awesome. Like modern. Heck yeah. But when it comes to actually cleaning the sink, things just get stuck in there. And the sink nozzle, spout, faucet doesn't move. So there's not a shh part. It's just... So in order for me to actually clean, I have to fill up water and kind of splash it, or old school kind of like that. So because the corners are straight like 90 degrees and my sponges are round, I'm not quite able to get in there. So I guess I'm gonna have to clean with a toothbrush or something. I don't know. I did find out on day one that I cannot use my coffee maker and the air fryer at the same time, or any large appliances for that matter. So not a big deal, right? But that is something that, you know, I'm a person of efficiency, so I like to have my salmon cooking while my coffee's going. It just makes sense to me. But I can't do that because the house will stop working. The fridge is really small. We have occasionally days where we both have all of our meal prep, trying to cram its way in there, and it can be a little bit tough, especially when you got protein shakes and Celsiuses and milk and all that other stuff trying to claw its way to the top. Because of our dogs, I do have to put like things on the seat so that they don't sit on them, because I'm nervous about them clawing the texture of the seat and tearing it. That's probably more of a dog training thing than a camper issue. Storage in here has been fine. In the kitchen, I wish that there was just a little bit more space. But honestly, they did such a good job for your, like, bang for your buck wise. We have really good counter space. We have decent storage. Stairs to get into the camper are very steep, and my desert girl has hip dysplasia. So we did have to put some rubber mats down, because also the stairs are made out of metal and like kind of slippery. So for the first week or two, she was having a really hard time getting up and down the stairs. And I'm not putting a ramp in for my dog. I'm just sorry, it's not me. So we did put some grippy stuff down, and Brandon adjusted the stairs to be a little less aggressively steep, but I do wish the stairs weren't as steep. Maybe more stairs, I don't know. Again, that's just a camper thing, nothing we can really change. She is back on her medicine, so hopefully that helps also. We have the trailer parked under a tree, and we don't have any gravel at the moment. So again, that just comes down to finances and us sucking. But in a perfect world, and hopefully down the road soon, we're gonna have gravel underneath the camper, so that when we drain the black water, it just flows into the gravel and doesn't make a mud pile. Same thing for when it rains. So I'll insert a clip here of our driveway. It rained for like 3 weeks straight here, and it got to the point in my little Yaris that I was like, boom! They say, when in doubt, throttle out. And I was 100% doing that, because that's the only way I could get through the ruts. And so now we have these giant freaking ruts in our driveway, and that's, again, just comes down to the rain, and that's not putting in the gravel. But in order for us to get the gravel, we have to also level it out, and I'm not leveling out when it's still raining, and it's like, what to do? It's like a rock in a hard place. So the trash, I have a really small trash can, so I do have to take that out like every 2 days. I don't know, it might just be us. I feel like we're really bad about waste. That is one thing that maybe down the road I'd like to consider, like composting or being a little bit more environmentally friendly with things like that. I have like the cardboard and stuff, I take it to the burn pile. I don't throw it in the landfill or anything. I try to burn that. So cardboard is going to include like my boxes from protein shakes, Brandon's pizza containers, our my Rice Krispie boxes, things like that I can ethically burn. I think I was burning my egg white cartons too. I think they might be plastic. I might be the problem. Anyways, that's all I can think of right now. So honestly, like, it's not too bad, right? Not too bad at all. They're like, honestly, the cabinet doors are just the worst. The worst. And like the bathroom's small, but we knew that going in. Honestly, I think that the pros outweigh the cons. Also, our mortgage on this thing is like nothing. My electric bill has been less than $100. Awesome as far as like living expenses go. So it has been really nice to be able to have our own space and still be able to save money and put finances where they need to go. So overall, really happy with the decision to live in a camping perma-camp life. It hasn't affected my bodybuilding career at all that I'm aware of. Yeah, I'm still able to meal prep. I'm still training. I've got all my supplementation that I need. I don't work out of this thing, so that doesn't even matter. We live 15-20 minutes from the closest gym. Everything in our area is pretty rural, so I know that sounds kind of far, but it's really close. It's really close. The drives are nice. It's like a perfect amount of time for me to eat or just drink my pre-workout on the way, and just gets to get. Real quick, while I've got you here, what are, I don't know, like 3 things about the camper that you just don't love?
Black tank, F that. I want more room.
You do? Okay.
And I want a bigger shower.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback, Mr. Fortune. Appreciate it. You're a good egg.
Sponsor me.
Okay, so this next thing, it's not really a complaint, it's just more like a funny story that now I have to watch out for. So in almost any RV that you go into, their toilets are set up with the flush as a foot pedal, just like so. And the other day, I usually keep these doors closed. This is the dog's area. These doors are always closed. Well, I had the door open while I was doing my makeup or something, and Des, our bigger girl dog, she came in and she was just like hanging out with me. Okay, no big deal. Well, when I was done, she wouldn't leave. She likes tight spaces, and so she really liked hanging out in the bathroom. It also has this nice soft rug, right? She's a bigger dog, and she just laid down. I didn't think anything of it. I left the door open for her, and I just hung out in my little nook there at the table. Well, it was raining that day, and I had heard like water all day long, right? Blah, 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 blah. Well, there was like this consistent water noise. And I was like, what the heck is that noise? Like, did I leave a faucet running? What is going on? Well, I look around, and this girl dog has one of her fat rolls perfectly set up on the foot pedal. So that is what I was hearing for like 30 minutes. So long story short, she filled up the black tank. It didn't overflow or anything, but when I realized what it was, I was like, oh my gosh, Des! And I very difficultly harangued her out of here. She's, I don't know, superstitious. She will not walk in the same door without doing a U-turn. So she pushed, I thought she was going to break it. She somehow pushed this door like open without it actually sliding open. I'm lucky this door didn't bend in half the way she did that. It seems to be okay. But then she went in here, did a U-turn, and then I opened that door and I let her go out that door. It was a whole thing. But yeah, if you have big dogs and in an RV, don't let them near the toilet, because apparently they will lay on the flush and fill your black tank up. Hey, that's mine. I would appreciate it if you did not. You better not bite me, Des. I'll be real unhappy with you. Are you giving me kisses? Thank you. Snakes in there. Hers is getting lost. Have they made little trails? They've totally made little trails. How cute. Like a little trail there. I hope y'all like this video. I don't know if it's shorter or longer than normal, but I just wanted to kind of give a recap and make things as smooth as possible, and hopefully this was insightful for somebody else out there looking to maybe merge into a tiny home living. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, or shoot me a DM on Instagram at ClarsasaurusFlex. I'm always open to answering questions there as well, as long as they are appropriate. That would be great. Yeah. Sorry there wasn't as much dog content in this one. They're just sleepy babies. It's so hot outside that they don't be as active, I guess. They're just tired. I did feed them the guts of the turkey, and they really liked that. Anywho, thanks guys. We'll see you on the next one.